My detective husband. Hello. Maria put the phone to her ear and angrily said that it was a daily routine. Every morning her home phone rang like this, but no answer was received from the other side. If you don't talk and don't answer, don't call again. But wait, I'll block your number now. Maria was about to hang up the phone when the answer came from the other side. Don't cut the phone, Maria. When a man's voice came from the speaker of the phone, Maria was shocked to hear her name from his mouth. Who are you? And how do you know my name? After getting tensed for so many days, she was now very angry. You don't know me, Maria, but I've been feeling something in my heart for you since I saw you at grocery shopping a few days ago. Something special. Hearing this man's words on the phone, Maria's facial expressions were beginning to harden. That's why you've been bothering me for 3 days. Said angrily. No, I didn't mean to bother you, I just didn't have the courage. Can we meet once? Asked hopefully. Not at all. I'm married. I hope you won't bother me again. While speaking, Maria was about to hang up the phone when he suddenly spoke. I don't mind even if you are married, he said. And hearing this, Maria's anger increased at once. Shameless man, stop the nonsense. Saying this, Maria hung up the phone. Calling the man a rude person and various bad names, she went into the garden. When the phone hung up, Harry stared at the phone and saw a smiling Benson behind him. The one who was looking at Harry smiling with his hand over his mouth was none other than Maria's husband. Your wife is decent, Benson. She's loyal to you. It's not fair to check on her over and over again in different ways. I think you're going to hurt yourself because of your actions, not hers. Benson turned serious as Harry said sadly. It's been 2 months since I met Maria, Harry. Because of my job, I often have to go away for office meetings. She must be lonely then. She is also very beautiful, Harry, if only because of my distance and her loneliness. He left the sentence incomplete. Harry was deeply saddened by the thought of his friend. Do you really love Maria, Benson? Benson smiled at his question. I love her so much, Harry, don't you know by now? Harry placed a hand on Benson's shoulder. Then trust her, Benson, she won't betray you. Clean yourself and your love and relationship from doubt. The key of love is trust. And now I was ashamed to support you. So I will not misuse my voice in future. Harry had left the room while Benson was now looking at Maria's picture on his phone. He was forced to believe that Maria would take another man closer to her when he was away, so he repeatedly asked Harry to check in with Maria as a separate person. In order to check Maria's character, she won't chat him. Harry was Benson's best friend. Maria, I don't think this is all right. I think you should tell Benson about it. Maria told her friend about the conversation she had with this unknown person on the morning call. I feel the same way, Ellie. Every couple of days a new person tries to contact me and it never happened before, I mean never in college or when I was single. But I've been feeling this since I got married to Benson. When Maria told her friend Ellie about her confusion, Ellie also got confused. Do you suspect Benson is doing all this to check you? Maria immediately refused Eli's question. No, Ellie, I can't imagine that Benson would do something so mean to check on me. I have full faith in Benson that he would never do that. Eli also became silent on Maria's words. But Eli and Maria both knew it wasn't all coincidence. Something is strange. But both of them had no answer. But Maria had decided that if anything like this happened again or if anyone tried to contact her, she would tell Benson. Benson and she had been married for 8 months. and Benson had only been with her for 2 months. Then he had to leave for the office for 3 months, and Maria couldn't leave her granny. When Benson came back, he only stayed with her for 2 months, and then again he had to go out for office work. But when Benson was away from her, the boys would bother her just like that. Every day she got calls from new numbers. She did not tell this to Benson until now because Benson will get worried and will not be able to focus on his work. But now she was worried. That's why she had decided that she would tell Benson now. "I'm sorry, Harry. You seem angry like I did all this to you, not Maria." Harry had been angry with him since yesterday and Benson was worried about his anger. "Ask for forgiveness from me, not from Maria, Benson. You are not only doing wrong to her, but you are also involving me in this wrong," Harry said a bit angrily. "I don't like you worrying so much about Maria, Harry. She's my wife, I know how to deal with her. You're my friend, you should be worried about me, not Maria." Benson's words suddenly loosened Harry's tight nerves. "I'm worried about you, Benson. I know you love Maria, that's why I'm forbidding you. If she finds out and leaves you, it will be difficult for you." At Harry's word, Benson placed his hand on his hand and took a deep breath. "You're right, Harry. I've come to realize that. That's why I've decided that I'm not going to doubt Maria anymore. I'm going to trust in her love and loyalty." At Benson's word, Harry took a deep breath. But what Benson said next stunned Harry. "But before that I want to test Maria one last time, Harry, just one last time," Benson said humbly, and Harry shook his head in denial. "People like you can't be changed, Benson. Well, Maria is your wife. Check her out or spy on her as you like. Do it for the last time or 100 times more, I don't care, but don't expect me to do it for you this time. I won't do it." Harry stood up angrily as he spoke. When Benson took his hand. "But I can't trust anyone but you, Harry," Benson said. Harry turned to stone. "I mean, you think if I happen, I won't do anything wrong, while if someone else happens, they will take Maria close to them. So, Mr. Benson, that means even if you check Maria 10 times, you won't lose your suspicion." As Harry shook his hand as he spoke, Benson was forced to go with him. He knew that no one could do this except Harry. For the next 2 days Benson continued to convince Harry and, fed up, Harry promised to stand by him one last time. But this time the plan was different. A week later they were both returned to home, so Harry was going to be the SA tenant in Maria's penthouse, and Benson at Harry's apartment. A week passed by, and Benson and Harry returned. According to the plan, Benson moved into Harry's flat, while Harry moved into the penthouse of Maria as a paying guest. When Harry saw Maria for the first time, he felt sorry for her beauty, how badly such a beautiful girl had found a husband. The days passed quickly and Harry and Maria began to have light conversations. Maria talked mostly about Benson. She always talked to Harry about Benson. Benson never introduced Maria to his friends. This is what Benson is doing today. Harry's shame had grown to such an extent that he considered himself Maria's sinner as he decided that he would no longer support Benson in this task. Today he will end the game by talking to Benson. He came to his room and started packing his things, then stayed for a while. A diamond is truly valuable only to a jeweler, and Benson was no jeweler. And how damaging it would have been for her to stay here, that he was really starting to feel something in his heart for Maria. She was a very innocent and gentle girl. She didn't deserve someone like Benson. He got Benson a call. "Hello, Benson. I can't do all this anymore. Your wife is an honorable girl. You should accept that. You are letting me down in my eyes. If you have to check your wife, then someone else. Harry's words choked when he saw the reflection of Maria standing back in the mirror, her teary eyes testifying that she had heard them all. A day later. Who? When the doorbell rang continuously, Maria came out. The door was open and Benson was standing in front of it. Benson looked over at Maria and pulled her into a hug. Maria stood with a cold expression. There was no reaction from Maria. I have brought you a very nice present. Come to room. While speaking, Benson moved towards the room. Maria saw him go into the room with a glance, then closed the door with teary eyes and went into the room herself. He looked at the stony Benson standing in the middle of the room and looked over to the bed where Harry was sleeping shirtless. The next moment Benson turned and was about to slap Maria on the face when Maria stopped his hand and gave Benson a hard slap on the cheek. You do it right, Benson, she cried loudly. How can you do this wrong while being my wife? He had to run. Harry's eyes widened from the noise, and he was about to put on his shirt when Maria laughed loudly. I haven't seen a man as dishonest as you. Stop talking about being a wife. Saying this, Maria went to the closet and took out several papers from the closet and hit that on Benson's face, leaving Benson stunned. Go to hell, Benson. She left the house crying from the room. Benson was now furious at Harry and was about to hit him when Harry retaliated as well. You're wrong, Benson. It's not what you think. Harry shouted. Wow, how is it then? I am not blind, I have seen everything with my own eyes. Benson started crying too. You have seen a mistake. Until now you have been testing him, and today she tested your trust to see how much you trust her, but she lost. Harry said disdainfully, wiping the blood from his lips. While Benson turned to stone once more as Harry spoke again. Yesterday when I called you, she heard everything. She was leaving you at the same time and was very suspicious of me. So I stopped her and explained to her that you love her very much. So in return, he made a condition to forgive me and stay with you. I invite you here and I sleep in your bedroom so that he can see your reaction to see how much you trust her. Do you really believe that he's someone else? While she herself slept in the guest room. And what I feared happened. Benson, you lost. And good thing you lost. You didn't love Maria. Trust me. Harry sadly left as Benson sat on the ground crying. When he looked at the various papers, he saw that Maria had signed it.